Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Talking Movies with D, and that's me. Today I'm going to review a movie that's on my top 10 most anticipated of the year, and that movie is Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad is the third movie in the DC universe directed by David Ayers, who directed End of Watch and Fury. Suicide Squad takes place after BVS. Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis, is putting together a team of villains to protect Earth against metahumans, so they can use them for their abilities, and if they are caught or die, the government doesn't have to take blame for any mayhem they may have caused. So before I start with my positive and negatives, as I always do, this is spoiler free, as always. But also, I have to talk about some of the drama. So this is the third movie that has released, and just like the other two movies, this movie has a lot of controversy. One being critics are panning the movie. For me, if I taking this movie out of the situation, the two first DC movies, Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, I love Man of Steel, so I definitely didn't agree with the critics on that. And BVS, I understood where they were coming from, and I haven't seen all of the directors, the Ultimate Cut yet, so I haven't gave judgment on that yet because I've been too busy to see the full one, the 3 hour cut. But that being said, it's also had issues with reshoots, which as well as which cut they're going to release because it's just like with Batman v Superman. You had the cut that Zack Snyder had, and the studio pushing back and trying to take some stuff out, and the same thing kind of happened here, which was repercussion from BVS saying they want to make the movie more fun and change things instead of letting David Ayers, who is a director known to do really gritty and dark work, which makes sense for a villain movie. They changed a lot from what I heard. But anyway, let's get out of that and let's get to the negatives. As always, I'll do the negatives first. And this first negative is going to be small to most people, but it really angered me because for one, I saw it coming, and it was a character and actor I was excited to see, and they get rid of them immediately. And it's funny because before it happens, I'm thinking to myself, are they about to do what I think they're about to do to this character? Because I really like the actor, and it's like it just rubbed me the wrong way. So I almost yelled back at the screen because I was like, no, they didn't do kill this character. But anyway, uh, that's much smaller because I don't think anybody really gonna pay attention because it's more of a personal thing. But the main problem with the story, and the one that the critics are really talking about, is the main negative is the story. The story is the story's pretty bad. It's not the dialogue, it's not the characters, it's what's going on in the story that doesn't really make sense. It has a lot of plot holes, and they really do a bad job, or they set up, what can happen. We know this world and Superman and stuff like that with metahumans, but they set up boundaries and rules, and they break one of their big rules, which messes up the movie to me. It really bugged me throughout the movie. So that was a big problem. Another one is the climax, and as well as the climax. Because the climax is kind of like what they're doing a lot now with a lot of the failed big movies, is like X-Men Apocalypse. They have this big thing whirling in the sky. What are we gonna do? We gotta stop it. We gotta fight this one villain or whatever. And I was like, it's just a CGI fest. It's like, it's whatever. It's I don't know. You guys got to think of something. I mean, Hollywood, we got to do better because every movie that has this type of ending is a bad movie. So you guys. That's the biggest complaint, at least that I have in my reviews and that I've seen, that the climax for these type of movies is CGI fest, and nobody really cares about that. As well as the villain. The main villain, just it doesn't make sense to this main villain is the reason their rules were broken. They're without spoiler. That's hard. Let's just say that I didn't like what they did with the villain. I liked the beginning setup, but what happened towards the end, and they hide the villain through the trailers. It just didn't work. It really didn't work, and it was another CGI fest. It kind of reminded me of the big metal thing in the first Thor as well. So that was disappointing. Then we have some things that aren't too bad. It was annoying, but not too bad. Is the music. They use a lot of music to kind of make it seem funner. Like you see in the trailers, all the music they use, and I mean, it was okay, especially because I mean I like the Kanye West song, Eminem song. I like the songs they use. It's just that it was kind of thrown in there. In the beginning, it was okay. Like, oh, okay, I get it's how they're introducing the characters to get you pumped for them, but until they're, it's a flashback for them. But at the same time, it's like you guys could have did something else. I didn't need the music. The music kind of took me out of it. And the last negative I'll go on is the Joker. For me, they didn't have enough of the Joker, and that's really my only complaint about this movie. I knew he wasn't going to be in it a lot, just because of how the story was going to take place. I figured he wasn't going to be a big part of it, but I still wanted more, and that kind of transitions into my positives because this Joker is a completely different Joker than any that we've ever had. He's not Heath Ledger. He's not Jack Nicholson, or not Jack Nicholson. I don't know why I said Jack Nicholson, but he's not the Joker we're used to. And that's okay. This is a different iteration of the Joker, and that's fine. And I personally liked what he did, what Jared Leto brought to the table as Joker. I really liked what he brought to the table as Joker, to be honest. But the problem is I didn't get enough of him, so I just wanted more. So the positive is that he was a great Joker, in my opinion. He's not as good as Heath Ledger or anything, but he's a good Joker for me. The only other thing I could say about it is it made me excited for the next Batman film because the next Batman film has to have Joker. It just makes sense. And with Joker, I also liked what they did. Margot Robbie is Harley Quinn. I knew from the trailer. I was like, she's got her down. Harley Quinn's never been on a big screen. I guess if you count the Killing Joke, I think she's in that. But we haven't never had a live action Harley Quinn. And that part, her as Harley Quinn was great. I don't yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I loved her as Harley Quinn. It was great in every way. You couldn't get any better. And as this is kind of going with my positive for the movie is the Suicide Squad period was great. Every character, yeah, every character that you got time with, you really enjoyed and liked. As well as Deadshot, Will Smith being a big star, the big star that he is, and some of the behind the scene things kind of left people kind of nervous. Had people be nervous because is it going to be a Deadshot movie? Is it going to be how like what's going to happen? And it wasn't. Deadshot was probably the biggest character in the movie, but it made sense for the story, and he personally was my favorite part of the movie because of how they carried the character out. Now, I gotta say, I only know about Suicide Squad not from the comic books, from the show Arrow, and so a lot of these characters that they're entering, I don't know much about. I do know about Deadshot and Amanda Waller, and of course Margot Robbie and Joker, but the other characters and Captain Boomerang I know a little bit about, but for the most part, the others like Killer Croc, I didn't know much about. And or I didn't Katana, I believe she's in Arrow quickly too. But anyway, like Diablo, Killer Croc, they're great side characters. Like you had your main three: Joker, Joker, Harley Quinn, and Deadshot. Those are the headliners. Then you have your Diablo, your Killer Croc, and Captain Boomerang. All of them have their moments of greatness, and I think a lot of people are gonna love Diablo. But me personally, I did love Diablo, but out of those three, I love Killer Croc because he was. I've heard there's more to him in the cut version. That's on the cutting room floor. There's more to him, and I wish we got it because he was a really cool character. And the one that is surprisingly a lot different, especially from her Arrow character and from what I've heard, her comic book character is Amanda Waller because Amanda Waller is the one who put them all together. And how do you control all these villains? And she, in a way, is a villain. In a way, she is ruthless. She does not care. And there's a good chance that most of you out there will dislike her, which is all good. I'm not saying anything negative about that. I'm saying all this is good. It's perfect for what the story was going to do. And that's what I liked about the movie is that the characters were so great, which and in turn made the movie fun. I mean, the story kind of boggled it down a little bit, but the movie was fun. And the characters, I loved every single one of them. Hold on, there was somebody I didn't like. Rick Flag was okay. Oh, I guess the character I'm thinking of is the villain that I didn't like. Anyway, that's for my positives. And so let's just give a round about how I felt about the movie real quick. All in all, I went in with lowered expectations because of the reviews. The problem with this for DC is DC needs a movie that is critically loved and loved by audience for them to break out. It can't keep being well, if we do an ultimate cut, they'll like the ultimate cut better. Like, no, I want to see the cut you put out in theaters. I want that to be the best cut because it shouldn't be, oh, if you see the ultimate cut, it's going to be better. Because for one, they're losing money that way, and for two, it's not good for their brand. If you want to catch up with Marvel movies are loved by critics and loved by the audience. And we don't need this divide. You don't want the divide. You want both. We want both of them on Rotten Tomatoes good. 70% plus, whatever. Not this 21, 26, whatever it is, I think, or 30 last time I looked at it, whatever. You don't want that. So anyway, to summarize, I enjoyed the movie. Yes, it has issues, and probably a lot of the same issues that turned away a lot of critics. But for me, a DC, comic book fan, a DC fan, I like the movie a lot. I would recommend people go see it, and I'm going to see it, I think, tomorrow because some friends want to go see it. So for my grade, I give it... I want to give it an A plus so bad, but I gotta give it a B minus. It sucks that I'm giving it a lower grade, and I kind of thinking about I'll struggle because I wanted to go a little lower, but I had a lot of fun, so I'm going with a B minus. And that's all I got for you guys today. Make sure you guys check out all my reviews on Talking Moves with D on YouTube. You can reach me and comment on the video. Click that thumbs up button. Let me know you like it and subscribe and share. And you can reach me on all social media either to talk about movies, talk about Suicide Squad or anything, all at dwood2324 on Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, and whatever else I got out there. I probably got that too. But that's all I got for you guys today. Deuces, and I'm out.